All right, ladies and gentlemen, totally enjoyed the show. Okay, guys, now I just want to say something about TikTokers and YouTubers. When you're watching them, be able to question what they're saying, or be able to know that they're not what they say is not God's spoken word, or the truth, or whatever you want, however you want to interpret it. It's not exactly what just because they say something, or even if it's like a study and they say something and they say it's a fact, and they say it's been researched and they've done a lot of testing, you know, or they say that it's the only way people are. A lot of people will do very negative videos and they say it's a study, or they say that this is how people are, whatever, and it's not necessarily true. So make sure that when you're going through videos, or you're watching videos, or you're even making your own videos, that you recognize that not everything you're saying or they're saying is 100% fact, alright? So it's not like it has to be, it's not like you have to, chase them if they're wrong, or if it doesn't apply to you, you're like, why would you say that? Some people will say things and some people will say them without intending to be cruel, or without intending to be whatever, and it comes across that way because it's a horrible fact or whatever. Some people will say things like that to be on purpose because they want people to feel bad. And some people will say these things because that's how they feel and they don't know any better. And some people will say these things because they really are facts. But really, being able to question what you're seeing in the media, being able to question how you feel about how stuff makes you feel, is important. Being able to question, hey, maybe, and I mean, with authority too. Not that I'm saying you should question authority because you'll get in trouble, but sometimes they're not exactly accurate. Okay, it's not. Don't question them. Listen to what they're saying. Follow the rules, but not everything people say in general, not even necessarily authority, but in general. Obviously, you have to listen to authority, but and I mean, if you are someone that's like not listening to authority, you're going to deal with consequences. But I'm not saying be rude to them. I'm just saying, you can question what people are saying. You can question how something makes sense. You can question how what people are saying is whether it's true or not. You know, there are some times where you might question something and you might think it's wrong, but if it's authority and you have to listen to it, right? If it's not a rule you've designed, you're not intending anything bad, you have to listen to the rule they've got. Now for me, with my situation with security when I was doing my live, they were in the right, not that they were, you know, they were in the right because they were telling me that I was getting complaints. And it's not like I was getting complaints from cool people that are easygoing and don't worry about anything and are good looking and super fit and would do the same thing and like what I'm doing. I wasn't getting complaints from those kinds of people. I was getting complaints from people that are scared of what I do, or scared that I'm really running around really, really fast or whatever. So that makes sense, right? Like some people are really scared of me and I don't do it on purpose, but I'm really, really strong and aggressive and can move around really quickly. And some people would get a heart attack around, just because I'm so fast. So I have to be respectful to people that might not be in the same position as me. It's only fair because if something made me feel that way, I would not like it, right? So I have to be respectful. So they were in the right with what they were saying about being respectful and dealing with complaints. People will complain if you are making them scared, or they don't know how to handle you. And that's fine. That makes sense. But like I said, though, you can still question some of the things that were said, or question. And with that, I'm not going to question it. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, I'm not going to be like, oh my God, they were in the wrong. No, they were in the right. I have to make sure I'm mindful of people that might be scared of me or have a hard time with me. And I have to be mindful because they have no idea how to handle me. They think I'm crazy, and I'm not at all. I'm very positive, friendly. I make friends with the best looking people, and I don't think they're crazy because they're just like me, right? But other people might think they're crazy, right? Anyway, so that's how it happens. But yeah, so I'm talking about when you see something. Let's say Martha Stewart were to say, were to say that cooking something with pot is the best for you and everybody has to try it, you know? And I don't smoke pot and I would not eat pot, right? So I would be like, well, I'm going to question that because I don't think that's something I would abide by or follow. So I would question that. Authority, never question authority. No matter how silly the rules are, no matter what they're saying. And I don't think the rules that they were saying to me were silly. I think they were actually right on the money. But yeah, if you have the authority saying something to you, then don't question it. But the thing is, some authority will do something terrible, you know. There are some authority figures that have really ruined lives, and like Rodney King Jr., I guess was that his name, who was beaten by the police, right? Like they were authority, and he was a black guy, and they beat him to death, right? So you know, that's not healthy, right? And that's authority. So you know, and I'm saying here I am saying don't question authority. Well, that's the whole point of being able to question things. You're like, and I think that was horrible. Like, that's where you should have questioned authority, obviously, because it's terrible. But yeah, so if the authority is just meaning, you know, listen to what they're saying. You know, if they're saying that people are complaining, they're not saying who because they don't need to. You can put two and two together. You know that it's people that are scared of people that are aggressive, that are scared of people that are strong because they don't know that or they're not really physically able to handle that, right? So, you know, I'm very, very fit and very, very strong, and I forget that sometimes. So, you know, they were in the right. So I'm not going to question what they said. They meant very well, and I finally get what they mean, and like, I was always like totally not sure why they were harassing me, but they weren't because people were seriously scared of me. I'm sure of it. So I can't let that, you know, influence what, you know, I can't let me question that because that's not questionable. Anyway, so yeah, but like I said, if you see someone, they say if you add this to your diet and it's gonna help you, and you know it's not gonna help, and you know it's not healthy. Like some people will say don't eat vegetables because they're unhealthy, and you're like, okay, like you might be right, but really, like no vegetables, like if I eat vegetables, I know I'm healthy automatically. I don't need someone to tell me that. But when someone literally tells me not to eat vegetables because it's unhealthy, I question it. I'm like, are you serious? No, obviously not. And thanks for watching. Bye now. Bye, darling.